So today I'll be showing you guys how to get the 4K damage badge or how to get higher damage more consistently. Now the best part about the 4K damage and the damage badges in general is that you do not have to have like high kill games. Like you don't have to drop 15, 16 kills to get a 4K damage game. You could literally have 5 or 6 kills with 4K damage. Now obviously if you're going for the 4K damage badge, you have to be at least good at the game. You have to be able to aim and hit your shots consistently, have good positioning, stuff like that. And if you don't, I recommend going into arena and seeing which guns you're the best at, or just practice in general, because arena is a really good way to like get better at the game. Which actually leads into my first tip, which is finding your weapon combo. Now there's a lot of weapon combos that you can farm damage with, or just get high damage in general. My favorite primary to get a 4K damage badge is the carbine. The reason this gun's my favorite is because it's a really easy gun to use and easy beams, especially at medium range. My favorite secondary for high damage games is the Volt SMG. Honestly, I recommend using SMGs over like shotguns or whatnot, mostly because I recommend not fighting like up close and personal to people. For me, the carbine and the Volt are the best combo to run to drop like higher damage games. Some other guns that are extremely good for higher damage games are also the Flatline, the G7 Scout, and if you're corny, the Charge Rifle. I only recommend the Charge Rifle if you're extremely desperate, because I mean, Charge Rifle is just, I don't know. I mean, it's good. It's a good gun, and it's an extremely good gun to farm damage with. I mean, I guess it's just an annoying gun, but like, if you're desperate enough, I really recommend for you to use the Charge Rifle because you can keep your distance and you can farm a lot of damage on people with this gun. Now, if you're solo trying to get this, it's going to be a lot harder than it is if you had a buddy to play with, because I really recommend playing like duos or duo trios, because they can really help you out in the long run. Because let's say you're trying to drop a 4K badge for like, let's say like Watson, Crypto, or not just non-mobility legends in general. Your friend could play a movement legend such as Valkyrie or Octane, Pathfinder, any movement legend. This is really going to help you, because to drop high damage games, you want to go from team to team to team. And if you're a non-movement legend such as like Crypto, Watson, etc., you're not going to rotate as quick as you would with like Valkyrie or Octane. So having a friend to run duos with and having them run in a movement legend is going to be so much easier to rotate from team to team. If you're already running a movement legend, I recommend for your teammates to run Loba. Loba is probably the best character to run outside of movement legends when you're going for a 4K badge. And that's mostly because she can drop her black market extremely fast. And this is extremely good because you're going to be doing a lot of damage. And the black market allows you to replenish your ammo over and over again. And it's just extremely useful. My next step is something you should already be doing, which is finishing your kills. And if you didn't know already, which is pretty surprising honestly, is that every time you get your finish, you do an extra 100 damage every single time. So if you're not finishing people, you're missing out on a free 100 damage. Now obviously there's going to be situations where you literally cannot finish people because like, you know, there's going to be like 3 or 4 people in your face and the guy's just down, and then there's literally no logical reason for you to finish them other than the shield swap. But like, you're probably not going to have time in that situation. But anyway, finish your kills every chance you get. Now my next tip is where you should be landing at. Now in this season we have 3 different maps to choose from, and my favorite map to farm a 4K damage on is King's Canyon. I'll get into more detail later, but where you should be landing, obviously you want to be landing hot drops. World's Edge, there's Fragment, Olympus, there's a lot on Olympus. Bonsai Plaza is a big one where everyone lands at when it's hot. I also like landing Hammond Labs. As you see here, there's like a bunch of people coming here over and over again. It's not usually like this. Honestly, this game was a surprise, but I usually land Hammond Labs. And also real estate is extremely good too because a lot of people land there. And on King's Canyon, the best spot to drop for me has been Labs because a lot of people tend to drop there. Off your drop, you should be dropping at least 600 to 1,000 damage, and doing this will make it a lot easier for you to drop a 4K in general. Also, make sure when you're dropping, make sure you're seeing where people land so you can see where the people are and where you can rotate to next. Because knowing where your enemies land is going to be extremely useful because you anticipate third parties and you're just aware of where they are in general. Now my last tip is to farm damage. Honestly, I've been saying it the entire video, but what you want to do is farm the last couple teams. This is why I think the carbine's the best gun for this, because you can farm with this gun. And also while the Volt's extremely good, because if you run out of ammo with the carbine, you can just switch to the Volt and it's just as good as from medium range. Now the highest damage I've been able to farm on the last team is about 2,300, but I really recommend for you to have at least 2,000 damage before you farm the last team. And that's also another reason why Loba is extremely good in this situation, because in this situation, you might run out of ammo or the enemy might be weak and your Loba can literally just place a black marker for them to get like loot or whatever. And also, I've seen a lot of people saying like farming for a damage badge is bad, but I don't know, they're just corny ass little kids. That doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, you got your 4K badge doing 4,000 fucking damage. Honestly, I just don't think it should matter unless you like bought it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and subscribe and like for more content.